All right. Ew, don't cough on my episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to... God damn it.
Start over.
I'm going to fucking...
Don't put that in.
I'm putting it in.
You always put shit in.
Why would you hurt me? Spouse abuse. My name is Peter Feliciano. Welcome to episode 172 of CONSERVATISH. Wherever you're listening, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you send it around to your motherfuckers. Make sure you rate it, review it, and find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano. Find me on TikTok at CONSERVATISH Podcast. Find me on Parler at CONSERVATISH. I'm on TikTok because I'm a Chinese man. I love you all very. I love you. You know, goddamn it, I'm losing weight. And I love you all very much, ladies and gentlemen. One of my best friends in the world, Mr. Michael W. Harlow, is our guest today. Where can people find you?
Wherever I'm not banned. Instagram, Sleepy Harlow, Facebook, Mike Harlow, YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. That's
Woo.
right. We're doing like a crossover, so he's going to be on my YouTube channel. I'm making him watch Rent, which he's never seen.
I'm not looking forward to it.
You are going to hate it so
I'm not
much.
looking forward to it.
We'll have to see if it's better or worse than Cats, because I made him see Cats.
Yes. Oh, yeah, if you haven't seen that. That was probably our two... I guess that was kind of an episode. We did the last one was lasagna.
Yeah.
Anyway, finish your plugs.
I think that's it. I don't have them.
Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not on TikTok.
Are you on Parler?
Yeah, but like, okay, honestly.
I know. I don't like Parler.
Does anyone like Parler? I feel like everybody just feels obligated to use it.
I don't feel obligated, but I feel like it's. I had such high hopes, and it's such. It's clunky and weird.
Can't they at least make it look nice?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't upload videos nicely. I
haven't even tried that.
Yeah, it's weird. What do you mean? What do you mean? Look nice?
It looks like it's from like friggin' 1998. geocities.aol.dragonfire.com.
Right. I wasn't old enough, so I don't remember that. I wasn't born. I wasn't born in the '60s, so I don't as much as you. Yeah, no, I don't like Parler. Have you tried MeWe?
No, I don't know. What do people have time for all of these? No.
What's our
I can
friend
barely
Carrie?
keep track of the ones I have.
Carrie was on MeWe. I guess I don't know what's going on with it. There's a bunch of people who have.
She's committed though, because she's like I think really wants them to be good to take down these horrible big tech sites.
We need to do something. We need to fucking. I don't know why I'm holding this like a flute. We need to do something. We need some rich billionaires who are not afraid of the backlash. Because this cocksucker, whoever created Parler, I don't know what the problem is. He doesn't. I've never heard him speak. He seems like a fine dude. I don't know what the fuck. But like the idea that we're gonna. It's not like it's just rushed to market. It's been around for years.
And it looks terrible. But I guarantee you, it's probably some like 90-year-old like. The Koch brothers are one of those types of people.
What do you mean?
Because it looks so terrible, and it's just so out. Like just looking at it, it's so out of touch.
Right. With
anything else. Like that's the thing is we need serious competitors. Not this ain't it.
Right.
I mean, not to be all negative. Like go on Parler. Like,
yeah, whatever.
I mean, I'm glad someone's trying at least.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad at least you could say nigger on there. You could do whatever you need to do.
Disavow.
You could do whatever you need to do, which is fine. But at the same time. I don't know. Maybe there's because on Dum Dum TikTok, maybe my content is better for TikTok.
What do you do on TikTok?
I post clips of
dance and shit.
No, I do not.
I bet you do.
I fucking dangle. No, I do because I don't just do the podcast. Obviously, everybody knows. I mean, I'm sure all of you have watched my cover of the
Grinch.
You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
It was amazing.
I'm amazing. I also released a bunch of music last month. You ungrateful fucks. Listen, if you haven't fucking subscribed to this, suck my dick, you fucking cocksucker. Okay, I don't need you. I don't want you. Don't fucking. I'm gonna rant right now. I don't want to hear. Here's what I don't want to hear anymore. Oh, I don't know why Pete's not famous. He's so talented and creative. Yeah, no shit.
Who's saying this
I'll
to
tell
you?
you fucking why I'm goddamn not. Because your cocksucking ass voted for fucking Joe Biden. And Joe Biden ain't going to do a goddamn thing to cocksuckers like fucking
make you famous.
Like Mark Zuckerberg. They're choking my career. They're shadow banning. They're throttling. They're banning fucking Mike Harlow. Don't fucking wonder anymore. Enough.
Who are these people coming up to you saying, why are you not famous?
Everybody.
What? What?
Everybody, they're like, oh, you're so talented, you're so creative, we love your music, we love you, blah, blah, blah. I wonder what I can do. You know what you should do, blah, blah, blah. Mark Hughes always fucking talks about like how he's a wonderful boy, how he's always getting advice from motherfuckers. I don't get advice, which is nice, but I do get the, oh, I hope you, good luck, you know, you're so talented, you're so creative. Okay, well, fucking help a motherfucker out.
Yeah.
Help a motherfucker out.
Well, that goes back to what we were saying, though, is that people on the non-left side don't fund anything. They don't do shit.
Yeah.
They're useless.
As much as they're fucking capitalists, I don't understand why they're not doing more for what we need.
No, they do nothing. That's the thing is like, I mean, the left is just better than us in so many ways, unfortunately. They fund things, they show up, they do things. When they want something, they freaking get it. They get people fired from their jobs, they burn buildings down. Not saying that we should go that far.
No.
But we could use a little bit of that. Like when all this shit with the election started, I was saying to people, I'm like, okay, please, just for a month, let's pretend we're leftists and just have that amount of engagement and participation.
You know what I've thought about doing?
And that didn't happen, of course.
And it's really cold. But there is, here's what I've thought about doing is making
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yes, that too. But it's just so cold. But I've thought about doing a little march of some kind, but not a march. Just like we're all going to hang out outside of Facebook, essentially to say, "Hey, white liberals, stop telling us what you think is best for us,
and stop locking us in our goddamn houses."
Yes, that too.
Isn't it amazing? I was just thinking the other day how, like, if you think back just a couple of years ago, the things that we were against, it was like, ooh, political correctness and certain comedians not being able to speak at colleges. And in just a couple years, that's morphed from that to the government telling you how many people you can have over your home, if you can operate a business, who you could speak to, when you can leave your house, who can come to your house.
Okay, now. In this conversation, I will add a little nuance, just a dash of complication. I love you very much. I think I understand what...
No.
I understand the basis of what it was in March. What it was in March and how we were fucking petrified of, holy shit, what is this weird shit? This is new. We've never dealt with this. It's killing motherfuckers. It makes people not taste things. Like, I understand.
For a week, at most.
Okay. I would even go as far as to say, like, a month or two. But since then, since the death rate has dropped so significantly...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. But it's been literally, I think it just passed 300,000. If you can even say, I know there's a lot of people who are like, people are
6%.
dying from gunshot wounds and they're calling it COVID. Okay.
Yes.
But let's just say all of it is COVID. It just got over 300,000 and it was sitting at 200,000 for months. It's been sitting at 200,000 and whatever. So it just got over that, and yet it's still... So the death rate is fucking super low. Now that we've known, okay, the death rate is low, even if the contracting, rate is high, it still doesn't make sense. But I understand what it was back in March.
I would have said that then. Here's why I'll tell you you're wrong. Because... it's never just March. It's never just one thing. When you give the government that power, once that door is opened, it's been slightly cracked open a tiny little bit for air. It never stops there. It never ends. And our big mistake, and look, I was with you back then. Right. I did everything they said.
Yeah, I stayed inside. When you and I met to do the lasagna episode, that was the first time you and I had seen another human being.
Yeah, when was that? Like,
I think that was April.
I think that was after my birthday, so that's like a good 2 months after it started. We hadn't seen another 22. Person. Oh, darling, I love you.
I know, I love you too.
So we did what we were told, and this whole thing is exactly like 9/11, because people say, "Oh, what are you, a COVID denier?" Which is bullshit, first of all. But second of all, yes, COVID is a disease that exists. It's also a disease that if we were to get, we have a 99.98% chance of surviving. Right. But it's the same thing as 9/11, because was 9/11 a thing that happened? Yes. Was it also a thing that the government used to take our rights away and claim power? Hell yes. And
Patriot
20
Act,
years fucking later, we are still trying to get the government to relinquish the power that it grabbed 20 years ago. And that's exactly what's happening now. Once the government takes power, it never gives it up.
Right. And the leftists, they use that Patriot Act thing, and I think we, because it wasn't just leftists, used the Patriot Act thing as a reason why George W. Bush was Satan. You know what I mean? He was the first Hitler. So like...
But I'm pretty sure most of them voted for it.
Voted
for the Patriot Act.
Who?
Democrats. Probably,
Well,
I guarantee you,
think
Joe Biden voted for it.
Oh, okay. You're saying
Guarantee
in Congress.
you.
Yeah.
Maybe Bernie Sanders didn't, and you could say he's semi-principled, but...
Here's the thing about principles. Principles aren't principles if they're not tested, by the way, just to let everybody know.
And they're not principles if they're not inconvenient.
Right. What I've seen a lot of, the last couple months, or the last month, since Joe Biden was projected to be the winner, blah, 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 is a lot of people going like, not only have the leftists been saying, well, it's time to come together now. It's time to be peaceful. It's time to whatever, which is, number one, it's horseshit. But number two, they've said horseshit like, Trump is trying to steal the election. First things first. He's doing it through legal means. Even if he's quote unquote trying to steal the election, he's doing it through legal means. You can't really say that that's actually stealing if he's setting lawsuits as the fucking way he's trying to quote unquote steal. That's number one. Okay. Number two, if God damn it, I had a train of thought and now it's derailing.
Legal means.
Yes, legal means. Oh,
Stealing
the principles
the
thing. Because, the reality is that what was your other option? Like, what were you going to do if Trump did win the election in 2020? What were you going to do? Were you going to try legal means to overtake it? Or were you threatening to burn down the fucking country? Faggot ass motherfuckers. You were talking about now all of a sudden you want to clutch your pearls because he's trying to fucking legally change the election results. What was your fucking option? Fucking liars.
Well,
dude.
and here's what they neglect is that there is a mountain of evidence showing
there really is
fraud, irregularities, things that are so unprecedented that have never happened. Have you ever seen an election in your lifetime where at 9-10 o'clock at night all the states just simultaneously decide we're going to stop counting? It's past our bedtime. Have you ever seen that happen before?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I've never paid enough attention to it.
But then they can, it's past their bedtime at 10 o'clock, but then at 4 a.m. they can find, 100,000 votes for Joe Biden.
Yeah, that spike where it's like, it's going about the regular, and then all of a sudden...
Well, and then they said, oh, that was just an error. How many errors have now been reported that every single one benefits Joe Biden? Has there ever one? It was in Michigan, there were 6,000 votes that they said the machine switched Trump. And this is what they admit. They admit that 6,000 Trump votes were switched to Joe Biden votes. How does that happen? And they say, oh, well, it was corrected. Bull fucking ass shit. That same software was used in 47 other counties, and we don't know what happened with those votes. Nobody will investigate it. There have been no audits, no investigations, and that is the only thing that people like me want to know, is that we have valid elections. That's it. For me, it is not about overturning the result for Trump. Honestly, I would so much rather have this have been a landslide for Biden, because maybe it was naive of me, but I genuinely believed in voting. I would get into fights with people years ago who, oh, you shouldn't vote, it's pointless. And I always thought there's a point to it. And now it feels like, what the hell is the point? Right. I mean, can anyone try? And that's the thing. If they really want to unify and have us come together and all that bullshit that they talk about, then show us that we have honest elections. Because right now, tens of millions of people in this country have no way of knowing that our elections are legitimate. Right. And that's all. And that's the thing. If there was no wrongdoing and no fraud and nothing shady in this election, great. Prove us wrong. I desperately want to be wrong.
Shouldn't you want that? Shouldn't you want that? Okay, did a piece of you, when the liberals were saying Russia collusion, at the very least, it made sense to do, I guess, an investigation.
Absolutely. I said that at the time. I was like, great, investigate. Because I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. So great, investigate.
And by the way, it turned out to be. Because I haven't heard a lot of you cocksuckers who are like, Russia collusion, he's a Putin's puppet, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden you've said not a fucking word about it for fucking a year now.
Yep. That's what they do, is they come up with these bullshit stories and then they just wait for everyone to forget about it. Right. Well, we're not fucking forgetting about it.
Right. So
it's just insane though that I don't know. So I spent election night. So I've been on tour for 5-6 months. I'm freaking exhausted with Walkaway. Right. So
Well, you're a famous man. You have to be. You're in high demand, Michael.
Yeah, can't you tell?
Right.
But so I was watching the election results with my friends. We were in Florida, and some of them were really excited. Oh yeah, Trump's gonna win. And even when he was leading, and even when it looked like it was a done deal and he won, I just knew something was coming. I've never celebrated. I never felt excited. But even, I don't know, I just never imagined that like they could do what they have done so brazenly out in the open, that you literally have videos of people pulling suitcases of ballots out from under the table after they sent all the poll workers home.
Right.
And there's literally a video of a woman running the same ballots through the machine multiple times, that you can literally have it so out in the open, clear as day, on video, and nothing.
I'm a little okay. Here's what I think is a little sketch about that, though. Well, there's a lot of things to sketch on that end, but I will say that here's part of the reason I don't really believe in most conspiracy theories, because I don't think we're blabbermouths, right? I think somebody would have come home and said, "Baby, check out the fucking." I work at Roswell. I'm a security guard. Check out the shit I saw today. They would have fucking blabbed, and I feel like there has been one or two people who have said, "I was asked to shut up. I wasn't allowed to see, a lot of the election overseers were not allowed to be in the room and blah, 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 blah." But there hasn't been enough liberal motherfuckers who will go, "Okay, listen, I was told to do this, to pull out a suitcase full of ballots," things like that.
They'll commit suicide with 10 shots to the back of the head if they do. Come on now. You know that. But I don't think it's a conspiracy when there is a mountain of evidence for something. It's not about conspiracy theory, because here's the thing. I'm old enough to remember when it was a conspiracy theory that Democrats rigged the election against Bernie Sanders. And it was a conspiracy theory that Iraq didn't have weapons of mass destruction. And it was a conspiracy theory that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. So with conspiracy theories, I think, obviously, I think we said this once before in one of our episodes, that not as many are true as the conspiracy theorists believe, and not as few of them are true, or none of them aren't. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That it's complicated. Yeah. Right. Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's so dark and weird that I don't really know what to do with it. Like, it's so dark and weird, and that's why, like, as soon as at the time of the election, I went out to Long Island for a few days just in case shit popped off here, and I went and kind of stayed my mind out of the news.
That's smart. I mean? You're lucky,
man. And the thing is that you and the other walkaways were fighting the good fight and deeply entrenched in it. And I feel like, and I've had a couple of people who are like, they'll send me, some fans or some friends or whatever will send me, an article or here or there. And I'm like, okay, I can start to, but it's so kind of daunting that I don't really, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same. That's maybe why I haven't done a YouTube video on my channel in a long time, because I'm just so exhausted and so burnt out with it. I need like a political detox. It's just awful.
Right.
And especially the thing is, the crazy radical far left seems so powerful. It seems like they control every single thing in this country, all of academia, all of the media, all of entertainment, every corporation. And it really felt like the only thing preventing them from taking full control and leading us towards communism, the only thing preventing that was our vote. Now what do we have? It just feels like I truly, from the bottom of my heart, believe that someday when the book is written of how America became a communist country, this will be chapter 1.
Okay.
COVID and this election.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
And here's the thing is I sometimes get into arguments with people who, are kind of normies. They're not full lefties, but they aren't as entrenched in it as we are. And they'll say to me, they're like, "Oh, you don't actually think Democrats want communism?" And I'm like, "Oh, I absolutely do, and I'll tell you why." It's the thing that's most insidious about it is that it's not communism in the way we typically think of communism. Do they want to get in and change the laws and have the communist system of government? No. The thing is, they don't need to. If they can decide when you can leave your house, who can run a business, if you can be fired from your job for having the wrong opinions, if we have no laws anymore, like it feels like we don't, if certain laws are only applied to certain people based on their political views or based on what race they are, as is happening now, because, I've traveled the country and I have seen How Antifa can just do whatever the hell they want, and right in front of cops, no problem. There are no laws anymore. So, and then, you know, if you're not a member of the political party that they demand, you can lose your job, you can do whatever to you. So at that point, do they need to change the laws? I mean, what they have done is so genius in that the government doesn't need to be spying on us anymore. They've gotten us to spy on each other with these masks and quarantines. It's like we're living in this surveillance culture.
Right.
I mean, remember way back when everyone was applauding every night for each other and we're in this together and all that bullshit. Yeah, real fucking fast we went from that to call the police if you see someone not wearing a mask.
Let's be real. California was always like that. Even when they were clapping, they didn't really. I don't even know if California was clapping because that would require them. That would require them to leave their place or to go on to like the balcony or something, and that would require them to be entirely too noticeable. They're horrendous people.
Yeah,
but
same here. Okay. I'm over this city.
It's not that bad here. It's not as bad.
That's okay. As what? Well, okay, you were from California, so I don't know. But
San Francisco's the same.
Oh God,
it's the worst fucking place in the world. Yeah.
No, but like I guess maybe because you moved here, where I've been here for friggin' ever. I was born here, so I'm just so over it at this point.
Right.
And it feels like this shit is never gonna end with the masks and the quarantines and the lockups and it's just so shocking to me how so I went to DC maybe a week after the election.
Right.
And you look at every store, it's boarded up. You look at every place out of business because with the election, they were thinking that if Trump won, these people would burn the friggin' city down. So every store is boarded up. And it's just so shocking to me to think people voted for this. People saw everything happening and they thought, oh, these people should really be in power. And I mean, what pisses me off the most is that... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What pisses me off the most is that, you know, for the last century, at least...
You're the most Italian woman in the world.
Why?
Hold the mic just one place. You're like gesturing.
Over your fucking I love you. Boom, bots. Love you.
I know.
What was I saying? I forgot. Oh, yeah. Well, no, okay. For the past century, we've had... one party, basically. Democrats and Republicans, you might as well call them like the Republicrats. It's one party. Right. And these two sides of the same party are behind every war, every recession, every debt that our country's owned. I mean, they basically liquidated this country and sold it off in chunks to the highest bidder abroad.
China.
Yeah. I mean, they're behind every war, every recession, every ill in this country, locking up half the population. We lead the world in incarcerated people and then, you know, sending the other half off to die overseas. So these two sides of the same party are responsible for every problem we've had. And then at the 11th hour, when it looks like things can't get any worse, you have someone come in who has no connection to either party and try to stop the bleeding that they have caused us. And it's shocking to me that you have tens of millions of people who actually believe he's the problem. And we should put those motherfuckers back in power where they have been our entire lives, our parents' entire lives, our grandparents' entire lives. But they need to be right back in power.
I want to reach the people, the liberals listening right now who voted for Trump, because I do have a lot of liberal listeners and fans and followers. There's going to be a lot of them who listen to this show because you're a sweet boy and they love you.
Aww, yeah.
But I want to reach the people who are in mostly the middle because I believe they are the majority. And even a few weeks ago, what was the last week? Biden didn't include Black Lives Matter in a talk about
Black Lives Matter had on their website that like it's been 50-something days since we requested a meeting with Biden and Calamity, and they've ignored us for 50-something days. I'm like, ha, ha, ha.
Surprise.
Told you so.
Right.
They're like, no, we got what we wanted. See you in 4 years.
Right. Now, because I want to reach those people, but I don't know how to do it in the most effective way. I think some of the ways, since they speak the language of shame, I think the way to their hearts to help them change is shame and shock. And that's why I am the way I am. That's why I say the words that I do, because I think it's important to help people to be brazen and be arrogant and touch people to help them, shock them out of the place that they're at. But I don't know. And I'm able to help them, slowly, parachute down into calmness from that. But the reality is that they've already cast their vote. They've already said, you know what? I trust big white daddy. I trust big white liberal daddy, and I'm gonna do this. So I don't think there's a way, even if we do shame them into changing their ideas, they've already cast their vote. There's nothing they can do.
Did they cast their vote though? You know?
Valid point.
I don't mean did they vote? I mean,
did they vote
I will
for
never,
him?
as long as I live, believe that 80 million people voted for Joe Biden.
They didn't.
No.
No.
And it just sucks because I feel like there's no way for people like us to not feel totally powerless right now because.
Well, and not just that, but there, I believe that most people definitely voted for Trump, but the people who are in the places, especially in these areas, New York, San Francisco, blah, 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 who can't be angry vocally now, can't be like, hey, what the fuck, because they've been surrounded. They even before the election, especially before the election, they had to slink into quietly voting the way they voted. You know what I mean? So at this point, there's so much shame around it. They can't be openly angry about their votes, about there being some sneaky business when it comes to the votes.
I mean, he made gains in every place. In New York, he did way better than last time. He got the highest vote of a Republican in like over a decade.
Same thing with the Senate, right? The Senate was wildly red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything was red except these few little places that they clearly selected of where they could get away with shit. These Democrat states. And the thing is, what I was trying to tell people is, like, when you think about how, and it was as soon as Trump was leading, because on election night, and the thing is, they told us, these motherfuckers told us that this is what they were going to do. They told us for weeks, oh, we're not going to know who wins on election night. Have you ever seen an election where for months they were saying, oh, we're not going to know the winner on election night? Have you ever seen that happen?
No.
Fucking Mark Zuckerberg, the election expert that he is apparently, was giving interviews saying, oh, it's perfectly normal that we won't know who won the election for weeks or months.
Yeah, I've never had that until now. Even close races like fucking Bush Gore.
Yep.
Well, Bush Gore was, a month, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Or 34 days or whatever. Yeah, this seems a little fucked.
What was my point? I forgot. But I mean, they were telling us what they were going to do. And then as soon as it looked like he basically won on election night, they just stopped counting. I think the reason for that is because he got way more votes than they ever thought he would get, and they needed a little more time. If you think about how they all stopped counting that night, we have precedents for seeing this. Because I don't know if any of you guys remember the Iowa caucus in this last election for the Democrats in their primary. They did this exact same fucking thing with Bernie Sanders. So you're watching I was watching on election night, the Iowa caucus. I'm watching the results come in, and Bernie Sanders won a clear victory. And the thing is, in Iowa, because that's the first primary, a candidate has to get at least 15% to move on to the next state.
Okay.
Joe Biden was like 5th place at like 8 or 9%. And I mean, it was clear as day. They were finished counting. So what did they do? Stopped counting. Oh, there was an error. And as soon as I was watching that, I was like, you watch. Tomorrow, Bernie Sanders will not have won anymore, and Joe Biden will magically be at 15%. What happened? The next day, oh, Bernie Sanders actually didn't win, and Joe Biden magically at 15%. How do you go from 8% to 15% overnight?
Here's another way to look at it. Because the thing is that I have a problem with. By the way,
those fucking Bernie people who know that this is what this party has done, that the last 2 primaries have a record of doing this, of fucking the same person. Oh, God, Bernie Sanders, he must have some fucking complex. I mean, none of us have gotten fucked as good as he has. And he's like, yes, mistress, give me more.
Yes, exactly. He's
what
a dirty bottom.
Fucking
He's
pussy
a dirty bottom.
He is. I'm sorry, go on.
No. It goes, actually, that supports my point. My point is, if you've trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results is what seems to be part of the problem. It's the same thing. I was having a conversation with some girl that I want to eat her asshole.
Tell me about that. Why are we talking about politics? Let's talk about.
She was talking about how I want to eat every girl's asshole, dude. Asshole is delicious.
Not into it.
You've never guy asshole? I mean, you don't like asshole?
I mean, not. in that way.
Didn't you just say, why are we talking about politics? We should talk about sex. And then I bring up eating ass, and you're like,
No, I'm not into that.
a blushing bride. Just like,
I'm not into that.
Why don't you like eating ass? Just a fucking oomph. All right, you know what? This is
No. You
is the end
have
of the
a
show.
lovely time.
I do
doing
have a
it,
lovely fucking
but
time.
I'm just not into it.
All I'm saying is,
Even like,
yes, dear. I was talking to this fucking chick who was talking about how she was living in San Francisco. She turned libertarian, and she moved from there to somewhere else, to another state that is not as fucking ridiculously stupid. And she was talking about how she thought she's all into alternative medicine. She loved the fact that San Francisco was so hippie and whatever for years and years. She lived there for like 10 years or something. And she said this whole COVID thing kind of switched her mind because now all of a sudden the government is telling us what's best for us health-wise. It's like, wait a second. She's in the cannabis industry. She's like, isn't this the government the same people who said that pot was Satan and demon and we're all going to die and blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden we're trusting them when it comes to health, and it completely changed her mind. And the change is okay. I don't understand why we keep trying the same thing and expecting different results. I don't understand why San Francisco, as dog shit as it has been for years, still has so many liberals going, nope, keep voting, nope, is white guilt that powerful?
Yes.
Is white guilt that powerful that you're still, there's still
fear.
so, she says she's living in Virginia. She's like, I have hung out with more black people now than I did fucking for 10 years that you spent in beautiful liberal San Francisco. There's more blacks somewhere else, you stupid whites. Fuck. You don't fucking think. Think for a fucking second. God damn it, I hate these white motherfuckers.
oh baby, you sound like a wife beater right now. It's awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do that too. You don't like getting smacked around, do you, either?
Fuck no.
Why
Fuck
not?
No. I would kick
Why
their
not?
fuck- no.
Okay. Do you like smacking around?
Define smacking.
Exactly.
No,
Don't be vague
not
now.
smacking
Don't be
your-
vague now. I'm saying in the bedroom when shit's popping off and you're in the zone, you get a little fucking rough, a little fucking
Rough, yes. Like beating the shit, because some guys are into like some sick shit and want you to like beat the shit out of them. That I'm like, no.
Okay,
you
so
got
what's
fucking
your
mental
definition of rough
issues.
then?
What, would you like me to demonstrate? or
No.
something? Like,
I'm saying just in use your words. What
Use my
what
words.
does rough look like to you? Exactly. As much as you want to talk shit, you are a blushing bride.
I am
You are
not.
a fucking. You
I
are
am
a demure. I feel like I'm on
yeah.
Downton Abbey right
Oh
now.
my god.
Have
no.
you watched that show, Downton Abbey?
No, I haven't watched
slaps, dude.
fucking Downton
Why not?
Abbey.
It's great. Maggie Smith is a treasure.
See, he is like a giant fag in like his rough, tough body.
I do have a rivulet of fucking homosexuality. Listen, Downton. I don't want to like a soap opera, but it's they play with tension well. I like English girls. It's fine.
Who are you banging during COVID? That's what I need to know.
It's
I'm interviewing you
there's
now.
one girl from San Francisco. We've seen each other a little bit. There was one girl from New York, but not a lot. I've gone on some dates. It's fine, but I don't know. It's been uncomfortable. It's been uncomfortable. I think mostly because I like white girls, and white girls are more liberal on the whole because they think they know what's best for us. I know.
I said
But
stop
if you
dating
wanted
liberals.
Well, where the fuck are they? They're not in goddamn New York. Non-liberals, shit.
I'm seeing a
I've
non-liberal.
met a couple of cute moderates, but like as far as I've met,
The moderates will stab you in the back. They're fucking snakes.
No.
They're pussies.
No. Once my dick gets in them, they're fine with. They change their mind. They open up. But here's what I'm saying.
Of someone that your dick can be in multiple times over. Like you can get a coffee in between.
Yes, that's fine.
And talk about your fucking
whatever.
feelings.
I'm down. Whatever. But I'm not saying I'm not down to do that. But what I am saying is that once, even if a girl on paper, liberal wise, once they start dating me or fucking me, they are more open. I'm saying outside of the dating app, off of social media, outside of being around a bunch of other liberals, most people are actually pretty reasonable, especially if they are sexually attracted to somebody like me who's off the fucking wall, who says all the shit. It doesn't matter. I'm saying I fuck reasonableness into them, is what I'm saying. I'm saying once that they're like, oh, I like this guy, even though he's so, oh man, then they start having like conflicting viewpoints, and it's like, that a girl. They change, there's something, but I'm saying until that fucking point, and I'm not saying my dick is so wonderful, although it is, partially. But what I am saying is that our definitions of ourselves, they stay that way while it's on paper, while it's on social media, while it's on. Of course, I believe that. All blah blah blah, and then you shake them around a little bit. You have a conversation with them. You fuck them, whatever, and something shifts, and they're like, "Oh, yeah." People who disagree with me are humans.
In the moment, it shifts, and then they go right back to, "Oh, Trump is Hitler." Like, I think that
all right,
it's a mentality, because that's the thing, is like, it's not even about liberal or conservative or anything like that. The mentality of these people doesn't change. It's just the mob mentality of the day that changes. Because these motherfuckers, if we were living in the 1950s right now, these same people would be the first ones hating black people, because that would have been the socially acceptable mob mentality of the day. Right. It is the same mentality.
They think that they're heroes. They think they would have been a freedom writer, but no, they wouldn't have. No. I agree with that, but I am saying on paper, almost every woman I've dated has been liberal, right? On paper. But so I'm open to, but I don't see where the fuck they are anyway. This,
but like, I'm dating a non-liberal, and I recommend that. It's lovely.
Right. Well, you can email conservatishpodcast@gmail.com if you want. If you want to see my dick, I'm happy to share it with you.
But I need to approve. I mean, I am your wife after all.
This is true. Because you're expounding on these ideas about non-liberal pussy, but I'm saying I've met a lot of non-liberals who are also batshit as well. So it's it's kind of I don't know.
I've met a lot of gay ones who are fucking like, that's the thing. When I first
non-liberal gays,
yes, when I first became when I first like walked away from the left and shit, I was thinking, oh, conservative gays are going to be so much better and so different. No, they're exactly the same, most of them. Right. Not all of them,
but at least you're saying it's better because at least that's off the table.
And some of them are into like some sick shit.
Okay, here's the thing: we need to have a conversation. We need to have a come to Jesus moment about you saying the sick shit. If it's consensual between adults, I'm kind of my hat's off to you.
I'm judgmental.
I'm not into shit, as an example.
Oh God.
Shit
is
disgusting.
So can we agree that that's some sick shit?
Okay, yes, but it's not so sick that I'm like, oh, you're not human or you don't whatever. Like, I respect it.
You respect people wanting to have someone take a dump on their chest. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't you understand? My show is the best show in the fucking world. Listen to that sentence he just said. I respect it. I respect it from afar. From afar, I respect it. Here's why: because you have been so. You're nasty. Number one, yes, but it's almost like climbing Mount Everest. Being into shit is like climbing Mount Everest. Here's why. Here's why. Because you have mentally or physically, you have found people,
mental problems.
Yes, but you have found people to shit on you. Okay, which is a hard fucking thing. That's like, hey, all right, partner,
I bet you it's not that fucking hard.
It's shit is disgusting.
I know, and there's some sick fucks out there. I bet you more people are into it than we know. People are into fucking feet.
Yeah, that's even. Yeah, I don't understand.
Thank you. Oh my God, we agree on that. Thank you. I don't understand.
But I'm not saying. But I'm not saying
foot fetish. I have a foot phobia.
Right, but I think it's gross. But I'm not saying. But that doesn't take away the respect. I respect it from afar.
I mean, isn't respect like earned? Like, why do we have to respect everyone? I'm not down with that.
They earned respect. They went through the mental gymnastics of having a conversation. Of having a conversation with a person that they want to fuck. Eventually, it's probably not first date, but somewhere in there, they were like, "Hey, I kind of like I would love to see your asshole open and feces drop out of it onto my chest." God bless you. My hat's off to you. If you've gone through the work to get to that point, go ahead, partner. Fucking God bless.
Okay, I have two fucked up stories for you. One, do you know that people are actually into fucking fisting? Like, that's a real thing. I thought it was an urban legend.
Why are you... This is what I'm saying. What's so wrong about fisting?
Am I learning something new about you, Peter?
I've gone at least 3 or 4 fingers deep into a chick. Absolutely. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay, but
you
is
gotta,
the front
you gotta
different
point it
than
this
doing
way.
it in the back?
It's not just, you got to
Okay.
slowly lube it up. Lots of lube, and you just weep, weep, weep. Yes, sir. What would you like? What's happening?
Okay, but so babies come out of there. So maybe it's not as weird with the woman in the front.
Okay.
The back door.
But if it feels good, why wouldn't you ramp it up? See, that's what I'm saying. You're listen.
Do you want? Okay, bend over. Do you want me to fucking punch you in the asshole?
But it's not. It's not. I'm not saying that I'm into it. I'm saying I respect it. I'm saying God bless. My hat's off to you. Don't you understand? My hat's off to you. Like, hey, Godspeed, soldier. Fucking.
I think you should find some girl to just like. All the way,
I've gone
Kermit the fucking Frog, Muppet style?
I did have a finger up there. I don't like it. I don't like it. I've heard you guys say, "Oh, it's amazing because of the G spot is the male. What is it called? The sphincter, and then there's the what's the thing past it?
I don't fucking know.
Come on, everybody. The male, they get cancer in it. Colon. Isn't that the colon? Prostate. Thank you. Prostate cancer. And so I've heard the prostate is very. I tried it. A girl tried it. It was like, no, I'm good. I don't. Maybe I was so. Maybe it was my insecurity that disconnected me from liking it. Maybe, but it also just felt like this isn't your job.
Okay, wait.
This is my job.
I've got a sick one for you. You're gonna think there's nothing wrong with
this.
You
just said fisting was a sick one. How can I trust you on this? Fisting is not a sick one.
By the way, I accidentally one time went out with someone who was into fisting, and I found out on the first date because he thought I was. It was a miscommunication.
Did you have "I like fisting" on your dating profile?
He did, but I didn't know that that's what it meant. No, get this.
Not only are you a dirtbag, I love you very much, but you're also from New York, and you didn't know what fisting was?
No, I knew what fisting. Okay, wait, listen. So his profile.
You want to say you're a world traveler? You need to talk on stage at the walkaway stage about fisting. That's what I want to hear.
I love that only you understand me because if you had any idea, not with walkaway, but the other speeches I've done, that they like bitch about my language and cursing and stuff. I'm like, I'm incapable of not. Anyway, though, this guy, his profile said FF, and I thought those were his initials. And like,
why would he put his initials on his dating profile? And what's the other F?
Fist fucking. And so get this though, but his bio, I forget what it was exactly, but it said like something sassy.
He's a dirty pig bottom. That's all right. God bless a dirty pig bottom. I have no problem with that.
I'm not fucking. Oh God, no. But anyway, I thought those were his initials, and his profile said something. His bio was like something sassy, I think.
Okay.
And he said to me when we were talking on there, he was like, "Oh, that's cool with your side." I was like, "Oh yeah, I love that," thinking that he meant him being sassy in his bio.
Cool about
he's like, "Are you cool about my bio?" And I thought it was because he was being like bitchy and sassy in it. I was like, "Yeah, I love that."
So
and then
you
we
don't
went
like
for drinks.
You don't like,
and he was like, "We should go do what it said on my profile." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
So you don't.
And
you're
he was
saying
like, "You don't know what that meant, do you?" I was like, "No."
So you don't like smeared corn on your hand? Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening, you dirty pieces of shit.
I've got one worse for you. By the way.
Yes, dear.
Right before I told my boyfriend-elect, "Oh yeah, you should totally watch this episode we're doing." Now I'm like, "No, you could never watch it."
No. Well, actually, I did. Can we say I met him?
You did. He met my boyfriend-elect.
We had a lovely Italian supper.
We had indoor dining in like a little glass house that we did not throw stones in.
Right. But we should have. It was very small. Actually, and they were not nice, by the way. The food was good.
They turned on us at the end. They were nice until like the end.
I think it's because, and people can already tell from this show that we are the loudest motherfuckers in the world. Let me just turn it down a teensy bit. That's all right. But
and he's not, by the way, at all. He's like the total opposite of me.
Right.
I don't know how I haven't.
But we had so what was the other story? You said fisting was one.
I've got one worse.
That was horrendous.
This is so much worse. This is horrendous. You're going to think it's fine and wonderful, but I hope you guys watching will be with me on this. So, this was like a couple years ago, and you know what's funny?
Yes,
I met all my my friend Brandon and one of my other best friends AJ because of this fucking guy, because he invited me to a party that I ended up meeting all these people at.
Wait.
So
are you going to be? Are you talking Straka?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to? Like, is this going to be libel?
No. He barely knows him. He only met him there. No.
Okay. All right.
Maybe, I don't know. No, it's not libel if it's true.
Because only you and Brandon would essentially know the guy you're talking about.
I mean, we know so many of the same people.
Okay. Could be anybody.
It's not anyone watching.
It's Carrie
this
Smith.
Would
All right,
it is.
She probably likes fisting. I love you, Carrie.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry.
No, she does
I love
not.
you very much.
I promise you. She is a Christian woman.
I just had to go
you.
for the joke. Don't get mad. All right, continue.
I love her.
her too. She's wonderful.
So anyway, I met this guy. We went on a couple dates, right? And he is like the worst, most obnoxious, preppy, khakis, polo shirt, douchiest fucking person.
Right.
I don't know why I was into it. It was one of those situations where it's like, he was like super not into me, but kept wanting to hang out with me for some reason. Right. And it was like one of those situations where it's like, oh, you don't care if I drop dead? I'm going to make you like me.
Right. I know the feeling well.
So anyway, though, he, like, I could tell, like, looked down on me for, like, being kind of weird and shit. He was, like, all preppy, country club, like, prototypical Republican.
Right.
Almost looks like he belongs in the Hitler Youth.
Right.
So anyway, we went out a couple times, and I could tell, like, nothing happened.
Careful of the cord.
Sorry,
it's okay. It makes this weird noise sometimes.
So nothing was happening. So anyway, then I found his Grindr profile. I didn't know what this was. I had to Google it. And he's going to be like, oh, what's the big deal with that? So I find his Grindr profile, and it says, looking for a chastity slave.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do. Of course, I'm Peter fucking Feliciano. Of course, I know what chastity.
For you guys,
why? Okay, this is. Can't you conservatives who listen to my show? Don't you understand? A little ass eating is going to slip in. It's going to happen. Just let it happen. A little chastity, chastity slave, a little shame, a little slut shaming. Continue. What's happening?
So I had to Google it, and what that is it's someone who puts the other guy's dick
sometimes
in.
What? It's not always a device.
The fuck would it be? Well, in this kind,
it would be. Sometimes it's okay. There's two consensual adults in a relationship. One of them is a top, maybe one of them is a bottom, and the top doesn't let the bottom come sometimes, or doesn't let him get hard. Maybe in one of those devices, right? Or teases them for fucking days. Sometimes it's called edging, or teases them and doesn't let them get. Yeah, that's what it is. But if you're
they put it in a fucking locked cage that's literally about. I saw pictures. It's literally about like this big.
Sometimes, yes.
This fucking big, and it's locked. It has a key.
Right.
And they hold on to the key.
Right.
And the other person, and there's like terms for it. It's like he's the what you probably know what it is.
Hold that mic
sorry,
in one spot.
The,
I'm gonna get you
the gatekeeper, the key keeper. There are terms.
Not always. But
no, but there are terms.
Okay, yes, sometimes there are.
I did extensive Googling. So, unfortunately, because there were illustrations. Yes. So, and like the person with the cage on wears it all the time. Mm-hmm. And the other person holds the key to it.
Right.
So that's why nothing happened with this guy, because I think he could tell there is no fucking way in hell that would ever fly with me.
Okay, but listen, but there's
I'm
just
sorry,
because
I
you're
think
into
you have
something.
Mental issues. If you have mental problems.
A little shame. Sometimes people are into shame. I'm
sure,
all right with
but
that. Well, that's just extra.
Big, it like crushes your.
But what is it? What are you supposed to do if you're into it? You're into it. What are you gonna do?
You've got mental fucking problems.
But here's the thing: just because he's into it doesn't mean that that's what he wanted from you from every date, or that it was gonna happen soon.
That's why nothing happens. There's
you
no
might have
way
been
in
able
hell.
to dingle his dangle while and still have had fun without necessarily going down the rabbit hole, quite literally, of chastity shaming.
I'm shaming.
No, isn't that what you called it? Chastity.
Oh, chastity slave.
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 Chastity slavery.
Slave.
Right.
A white slave.
Did it say if he was a bottom or a top?
No, he wanted to put it in he looking for the slave, so he wants to put someone's dick in a
There's a
fucking
lot
cage.
of
Got the wrong
well-meaning
fucking
boys,
person, buddy.
you know, who have lots of
mental problems.
Okay, but not necessarily.
Do you guys agree with me or not? That if you want to keep someone else's dick in a cage and hold the key to it, you've got mental problems.
Okay, but let's extrapolate that idea.
I am a whore. I am like not that
exactly.
I am like
in
Patty
someone
perfect,
else's definition. Having a mental, it would also be having a mental problem to want to have your hair pulled.
That's nothing.
Exactly.
That's not putting someone's dick in a fucking cage.
Okay, but it's the same.
That should be the title of this episode, Dick in a Cage.
It's my dick in a cage. But some people, if you like, I don't know why I'm doing this. If you two in the pink, but if you want that though, I mean, listen, maybe it's a mental flavoring. But I'm not going to say it's a mental disease necessarily. God, I got to piss like a motherfucker.
So go piss. All
right, you talk about dick cages. What?
No, because I think that sort of thing leads to their mentality outside of the bedroom, if that makes sense.
What do you mean
or
leads?
Not leads, is emblematic of their mentality outside the bedroom. That they want to control people and shit.
Yes, but maybe. And I'm not saying you're wrong about this specific guy. I'm just saying there are times where nasty shit applies to the bedroom and does not necessarily apply to the outside the bedroom. And sometimes it does, and sometimes that's what they fucking want. Here's an example. Most of the women who I've been in a relationship with are dirty little fucking bottoms, and God damn it, I'm a dirty top. And that's okay with them. And so in the bedroom, that's the way it is. But outside the bedroom, yeah, sure, fucking we have lots of. But they also want to know that I can fucking protect them. They want to feel secure. They want to feel safe. And guess what? Sometimes that means I'm a fucking drive, not you. Sometimes that means I'm a fucking let's go here, let's go. Yes, but it's kind of the same shade.
No, there are
it's the
levels
same color
to
pencil.
things.
Yes, there's levels, but I'm saying
There's
extrapolate. So even though that's a mental flavoring, that's not necessarily a mental disease.
There's a difference between pulling someone's hair and stabbing them in the face.
Yes, but stabbing, they weren't necessarily stabbing in the face.
There are people who are into that.
Okay, bleeding, yes, there's some.
I feel like you are proof of the fact that a mind is like a wound, and if it's too open, you get an infection.
No, I'm just saying I respect shit disease, shit nastiness from afar. I respect it from afar. I'm like, hey, you fucking right on. If you found somebody who loves you so much that they're willing to shit on you, Godspeed.
I don't think I could love anyone that much. Is that a bad thing?
No, not necessarily. But in different flavors, you have different versions of that.
How did we get to talking about this?
Because I'm Peter Felice. Because you have tried things. You know, you have tried things that you probably would have been like, no, never. But you really like the guy, so you tried to make him happy.
I don't think I have.
I fucking guarantee you have. I gotta piss. Do you want to pause or do you want to keep talking to them?
Well, I mean, what am I going to talk about?
You can talk about dick cages or whatever the fuck.
Oh, God, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause. We'll be right back. And they're off. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second half. We've had a heated conversation about sex and definitions.
Thank you for not giving me a puff of your cigarette.
You're welcome.
I'm
See,
like
Johnny, I did good.
I'm at like a month that I quit.
Hi, Johnny called, by the way.
Hi, Johnny. Wish you were here. I think he's in Utah now.
I know. What?
He's from there.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, no one goes to Utah.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
Where were we when we left off? We were talking about like fisting and shit.
Yes, we were talking about sex and definitions and that thing. And we won't necessarily go into what we were talking about off the air. But.
And I told him, I was like, don't you tell me there's no way that you would be okay with some chick putting your dick in a fucking cage.
No, but that's because I'm not a bottom.
They got mental issues.
No, it's not a mental issue. It's just a personality. It's not even personality. It's just what you're into is what you're into. You can't help. That's nature shit.
Well, what we were saying is that it is usually correlated to your personality.
Sometimes, some pieces of it. Yes, but to different degrees. Humans are complicated as fuck.
Or they're the ones who are fake and like lie to themselves, like those people who are like Wall Street bankers, and then they're like want people to like fucking tie them up in the closet.
Yes, but that's different, or maybe that's the same thing. But
that's because they're concealing their true self?
No, I think it's because they're so in control in every other aspect that the bedroom is where they want to let their hair down.
See, I think my hair is just always down.
Yes,
too. We're the same with that.
What you're not bald, man.
You're not a stunningly beautiful, flowing locks man.
No, this is actually fashion. That's why I should have. Otherwise, I have a thick. No, I went bald very quickly. Is that one thing? Because you don't have any. You are not. Before you even fucking start, I can hear it. I can hear the wave of insecurity. You are not
insecure.
You are not going bald, and neither are you fat.
I'm not. Thank you.
You're always saying like, "Oh, I gotta lose weight. I gotta."
No, but I quit smoking, and people gain weight when they quit smoking. So I'm not fat, but I've gained weight. Whatever. Who the fuck hasn't gained weight during this shit?
I've lost weight, but I was real fat. In March. I think I was up to 285 in March.
Jesus.
And now I'm down to 240.
So you were like half a Lena Dunham.
I was like half a Lena Dunham. But it's when is your plan to get off of those? I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying, are you?
You hear the judgment.
I'm just saying, are you?
No, because I was like, I mean, at some point. So when I quit smoking, so I quit smoking for almost a year before all these lockups and shit started.
Right.
And with that, I just got to a point where I just forgot about the vape and stopped using it.
Okay.
But I'm such a fucking degenerate chain smoking addict that I'm like anything that stops me from smoking cigarettes. And I'm using the bare minimum, like the lowest nicotine that they sell. It's like a 3 mil, Right. So I'm like, as long as I don't smoke cigarettes, for the foreseeable future.
Does it feel like it fucks up your throat or your lungs?
I don't know. I guess my lungs are always fucked up.
Touche. But I also, because I've been thinking about it, but I also know the way I do things, I will probably do it too much as well.
If you start vaping?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you smoke, so yeah, you should switch.
But if it's not going to save, listen, my voice is great and it's gotten better, but smoking affects it.
Positively?
No.
Then why do you smoke?
Because it's delicious.
I know. Yeah, I'm asking you why.
All you cocksuckers, by the way, but all you non-smokers who are like, why would you ever try it, bitch? Watch what happens.
Don't though.
No, don't. But watch what happens. Have a little fucking understanding. Oh, why would you? People who don't fucking have any addiction are boring cocksuckers.
I know. What if we not caught up on though from the last time we saw each other?
Well, we talked a little bit about the election. We talked a little bit about COVID. We talked a little bit about fisting. All three are the same thing.
Yes,
but
that's so true.
But
the country is just getting a giant fist up their ass.
Right. Let's talk about walkaway shit, man.
Oh, yes.
I had Shamika on. She's I love her.
My goddess.
Who else?
I love her.
Yeah, we talked to Carrie, I think, or I had Carrie Smith
her.
on the show. She's wonderful.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of the fucking debate you guys did with you, Brandon, and Blair. With some three unknown queens.
Yeah, people asked us.
California.
So we did a debate. It was like the walkaway LGBT debate, left versus right. You guys should look it up on YouTube.
They fucking spanked them, and not in a fun way. They fucking beat the shit out of them. You guys were amazing.
People said to me, "Why did you debate them? Oh, they were just people who didn't know anything." I'm like, we debated the only people who were willing to fucking debate us.
Right.
If anyone else wants to step forward,
Right.
There's a girl named Taisha in Florida. You might ask her how that's going to go for you. But there's this fucking guy, by the way. Okay, can we talk about this?
Wait. Is Taisha the one
from that?
Oh, yeah. No, it did not go well
She's
for
a
her.
big girl.
Yeah. So what were you going to say?
Because the thing is, I think with a lot of these people, it's so funny, too. If you look at the flyer for it, with us, me and Blair and Brandon, it says, like, our occupations, what we do. And then theirs. And they said what they wanted to be put on there. So one, it's like, he's a professor. The other one is like a fucking pastor or whatever. Her, it's like black, queer, femme-presenting, non-binary individual. So with those people, they're just so used to being able to throw those terms around, and that's the end of discussion. There never is a follow-up. They never have to say anything other than black, queer, racist, phobic, whatever, and that's end of conversation, and people like freak out.
Right.
And I would say just don't be afraid of those words, because if you know you are not that thing, then that's all that matters. It's not going to become true no matter how many times they say it.
Right.
So they're just so ill-equipped to back up their views with anything beyond that.
Principles untested are not actually principles. Right. That's and that's why they get so up in arms. That's why I like being as over the top as I am, because number one, it's who I am, and number two, I think it's the most effective way to be like, well, I think that please don't be mean about. I'm trying not to. As like, no, I'm gonna be over the top because I know who I am.
Yeah,
and it shocks them, because the reality is, no matter how nice you are to them about, they're going to come back with wah, wah, like a fucking black squawking parrot.
And that's why I can't fucking stand, by the way.
Transphobic black blah.
That's why I can't fucking stand when people will get on my case about my language or whatever, because not walk away, but sometimes when I do a speech or whatever for like,
you want to call them out now? You can feel free. I'd love to talk.
Not while the election stuff is ongoing. Afterwards, my book will be coming out in hardcover and paperback.
Ooh, girl.
I think that's how a lot of us feel, by the way, because I don't want to like get into some feud with somebody while all this shit is going on. But there are some people who are shady characters. Right. But I was reluctantly doing a speech for one such group, and they asked one of my friends who was also speaking. They're like, "Can you please ask Mikey not to swear?" I'm like, "Fuck off!" I hate that shit, because it's like, first of all, this is how real people speak. Most people are not like, that's what the left does, is that we're all supposed to speak like, we're publicists meeting our girlfriend's parents. No, fuck that. Right. And also, it's like, do you hear the shit they fucking say? So I'm just going to be fucking real. I'm not going to...
Listen, and they asked you to be a part of it. It's like, you can't... Patrice used to talk about it all the time. Like, you have some show would ask him to be on their show and then ask him to change. It's like, no, you came to me asking me to be a part of it because of what I bring to the table. And God damn it, what I bring to the table is what I bring to the table.
Exactly. And I'm just sick of this shit. There's conservatives acting all conservative, I guess. But no, I'm sorry. I feel like you don't have to be a leftist to be inappropriate or to be colorful or to, speak your mind.
Right. And you are, I mean, I've heard Brandon talk a lot, and he's very polished in a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Like but when you want
genuine.
But it's the same thing that I always say about Super Friends. You're not going to ask Superman to talk to dolphins, and you're not going to ask Aquaman to jump tall buildings in a single bound.
I love that.
Everybody has their own skill sets and valuable assets.
I love when he gets inappropriate, though. It's oh my god, that came out very wrong. That's going to be like Cliff from something. No, but like
Brandon's asshole is going to be.
Oh my god, I didn't say that. No, because he doesn't have a mouth like a truck driver like I do. But when he does, it's awesome.
Okay, right. Have you seen him do that in like debates or in
not debates,
talks?
But like speeches? It's awesome. I love when he says "fuck."
Okay,
it's great.
Yeah, I had Shamika on, and I was like, "What kind of show?" Because I can be very polished, even though it's definitely me. I had Black and White Issue, those little abortion girls on my show. They're wonderful, but they're I think they're like 19 or whatever, and they're very English and Scottish or whatever. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be. And plus, anybody who's it's very rare. I think the only person I've had on my show who's like an abortion person who was over the top, like just whatever, is Teresa Lynn, who's a Democrat, atheist, liberal.
Is that the pro-life?
Who's also pro-life, yeah, she's cool. We definitely don't agree on everything, but I had her on my show, and she was saying, we were cussing, it was fun, I think. But everybody else is very like, if you're Christian, you have to be buttoned up, and I don't see anywhere in the Bible that it says you can't say the word cunt. I don't fucking see it. I do not fucking see it.
What were you saying about Shamika?
Oh, Shamika, yeah, that was one of those where I was trying, because we don't know each other, so I was like, testing the waters. I was like, what kind of show? And she was like, I'll do whatever. So yeah,
she's the most unfiltered. I love her.
Yeah. And I think that is one of those where being black, gay, whatever, we can use that to our advantage, because these liberals, these are on the whole, the majority of them are right, and I think part of that is because 65% of the population in the country is white, so it makes sense for them to be 65% of whatever. So that's part of it. But these white liberals, they have to kowtow to whatever oh my God, it's the end of the discussion. So I don't necessarily agree with going, well, as a Puerto Rican, fuck you, white guy. But I do kind of sometimes, if that's the language you're going to come to my fucking table with, I'm going to meet you at that table and say, okay, well, I'm Puerto Rican and I've had my dick, in men's mouths. Drop mic,
what?
Fuck it. Yes, I've told you that.
What?
Yeah, I got some head from some dudes. This was like 10 years ago.
What was the context?
It was a
prison?
Slow. It was a slow couple months. That's what it was. It was a slow couple months. It must have been This was 2007. So it was like 13 years ago. This was back in the days when Craigslist was off the chain Craigslist. You're too young for Craigslist.
No, I'm not.
And so I had been trying to fuck some, girls through Craigslist. I think whatever. I'd gone to some hookers. And so I was like, I told you. Go on. I had gotten a couple professional girls, and I was like, I used to think I was bisexual. I wonder, you know what? Fuck it, I'll get some head. So I had some dudes come over at a couple of times or meet them at their place and got some head. And one of the times out of the 5, I couldn't get hard. One of them I actually got hoodwinked. I'll tell you the story. I don't know if I've ever told the story on the show. So I'm like 20, 19 or 20. And this was back in the days when Craigslist, where you could, put ads like, come over and, fuck my girlfriend or whatever. And so this guy was like, yeah, come over. Listen, I was 19 or 20 at the time. This was a long time ago, everybody. So I'm not going to look very good in this story, but I'll go ahead and tell it anyway. So I go over and he's like, yeah, me and my girlfriend are looking for a guy to join us. And at that point, I was like, I think I'm slightly, maybe 5% bisexual or whatever. So fuck it, I'll try. And plus, I just wanted to fuck his girl, whoever she was. And so I go over and meet this guy, and he's like, well, the way it works is, you have to meet me first before, so I'm like, okay. So I go over to his place, and we're talking, bullshit, blah, blah, blah. He puts on some porn, and then he wanted me to fuck his mouth, and so I fucked his mouth.
How did you get hoodwinked in that?
Because there was no girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I was expecting worse. I was expecting
maybe, maybe there was, but he just wanted to suck a guy's dick, and so I obliged.
I thought you were going to say like there was a hidden camera recording.
No, I got hoodwinked, and so it's been a while, and it was just weird, and I've talked about it on the show, but like where I look down and I'm like, you're not a girl. This is strange. You know what I mean? It just didn't feel right. So. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh well, there you go.
Why do I always go on podcasts of straight guys who start talking about like?
Wait a second. Hang on a second. I'm no fucking simpleton who's like,
no, that's
I gotta fucking
like
perform for this queer.
Fuck you.
But I'm saying I brought it up because the identity, maybe identity politics. I like flexing
that's
them. Whatever.
That's your identity card. A guy has sucked my dick.
Because that's what I always say.
They don't care anymore if you're gay.
They don't.
You have to be like a black gender fluid.
Did you see that tweet from some white liberal who was like, actually white progressives are more progressive than blacks. Blah, blah, blah. Did you see that? It's starting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Oh, I voted for Biden because Trump was mean, and now all of a sudden the exact same fucking thing we've been warning you about for fucking years is happening. Surprise! Stupid.
Isn't it amazing how there haven't been any riots since the election?
Fuck! Sorry, I'm yelling all the time.
Isn't it amazing how there have been no riots since the election?
Douchebag cocksuckers.
Well, that's surprising. I thought it'd be like a prison situation.
No. No, I didn't go to prison. I got put in handcuffs once. But it wasn't anything. No, actually, for all those out there, I have put many girls in straps or handcuffs. Handcuffs are not
Peter
recommended.
Edgar Feliciano, everyone.
Handcuffs are not recommended because they're too tight. They're rough. So you get, unless a girl's really into that, so you get straps instead. So that way you hold them down or hold them together or whatever, hog tie, whatever you need to do. But they don't cut, into the wrist.
Oh God. I don't know why this made me think of, okay, dude, I didn't get hoodwinked, but I sort of hoodwinked myself. I don't know why you made me think of this. This is horrible. Why am I telling this? Oh my God.
Do it. I just made myself look like a fool.
I am so hoping that my boyfriend-elect never watches this episode.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
What was I saying? Oh God, did you want to hear the most horrible thing ever?
Is this the hoodwinked story, or are you transitioning away from it?
No, it's the hood. I hoodwinked myself though.
Okay.
So there was this guy. This was like, I don't know, a couple years ago or something. There was this guy. We went out for drinks a couple times. Whatever. Right. What?
No. Go ahead. I'm just looking at the time.
Am I boring you?
No, I'm saying the fucking time. Go.
So anyway, we got out for drinks a couple times. Whatever. So it's late at night. It's maybe like 1 a.m. or something. He's texting me, and he's like, "Oh, my roommates are out. I'm home alone. I'm naked. My door is open. You should just come here. Just walk in. I'm naked." I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. He lived in my neighborhood. So I'm on my way there. The buildings, however, the numbers aren't very clear on them.
Oh, no.
So I see what I think is his building. Or is how, because in my neighborhood, there's sort of like houses.
Right.
I go to the door. It's unlocked. I walk in. Lights are out. TV is on. There's an old man sleeping on the couch. I'm like, oh, maybe that's like his, maybe it's someone staying with him. I walk upstairs. There's an old lady sleeping. It dawns on me, holy shit, I'm in the wrong fucking house. How do I get out of here?
Holy shit. And why did they leave their door open?
I know.
Did you take some of their soup? Did you finish his crossword puzzle?
Oh my God. It was the Daily Show playing in the background of all things.
So they were Jewish.
So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just envisioning someone appearing and myself getting shot because they would be totally right to shoot me.
Right.
So I'm like tiptoeing down the fucking stairs, and I somehow got out of there alive.
Jesus, God bless you. Did you go over and fuck him?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That's good. Did you tell him?
I never told him.
Oh, okay.
Surprise.
Hoodwinked. That story doesn't sound bad.
I'm just happy I lived.
Right. Did you rape her, or what?
Oh my God, Peter.
Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening.
Yeah. Boyfriend-elect, don't subscribe.
Right. Actually, he would like my show. My show is wonderful for everybody.
Okay, just don't watch this episode. Learning things about it. Be like, oh shit, you're a whore.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm not.
Why would it? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, why do you want to keep that? Maybe that's whatever. Don't he stop listening if he was.
Oh my God.
But why do you want to keep that demure? Is that a thing? Do you
No, I'm not fucking demure.
But do you want to there's only been I'm low tread, as they say.
I'm what?
What is it? Low tread or a high tread?
Mean?
In the tires when they're really.
Oh my God. Okay, no, I'm not a worn out fucking tire.
Okay, all right.
Let's get some things straight.
Of course not. I would never.
I am not. You are, please, of all fucking people.
I actually told you my numbers.
Yeah, and I don't believe it. Times 10. No, you're just a whore.
I really am. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers out there, apparently, where I think they're lying, but where they say that the average for females is like 6 or 7, and the average, quote unquote, for males is like maybe 8 or 9 or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Straight males.
Yes.
Gay males.
Gays,
times 10.
It's just a hose, a continuous hose.
I have a question for you, though.
Sir.
Would you like to meet a nice girl and fall in love and ride off into the sunset, or are you just like,
I'm open to a relationship for sure, for the right girl.
Really?
Yeah. Because I want kids eventually.
Oh God.
What?
Just what the world fucking needs.
Little babies who will stay bald for their entire life.
Oh my God. I'm just picturing babies with your face on them.
I do I have a baby face. I have a sweet boy.
Oh yeah.
But no, I do definitely want kids. The problem is that I don't.
Kids.
I used to be like Mr. Non-monogamy. I just want to fuck, even if we're in a relationship. I just want to fuck other people. I'm open to that idea, but I think I'm more on the edge of monogamy with the caveat that maybe having one girl over once every 6 months so she and I can fuck her.
What's
wrong with that?
What's
wrong with that? What?
It's terrible.
What?
It's the end of romance.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say you're demure.
I am not demure. Believe me.
Even though you have tooted on a couple of dongs over the course of your life, there's still a piece of you which is not. It's world weary. It's like, oh, what's fisting? Oh my God!
I didn't say what is it. I said I can't believe it's a real fucking thing.
There's some pearl clutching in your life, and I just want to open that up. Yes, but I just want to.
I think that's the correct response. Is it not?
It is not. Listen,
I'm not saying like you should be
into everything, but I respect it. I respect it,
no,
especially if it's between two. If it's between two consenting adults, do your do. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Yeah, quite literally. There's there are some fetishes that I don't respect,
such
as a straight guy being into feet. I don't understand that.
First of all, I agree with you. Wait, why straight guys? Why is it different?
I have different rules for gays in my head. Sorry,
feet are
it's
feet.
the fucking
They're nasty
reality.
no matter who.
Yeah, but I don't even think.
But that's
I think
where
it's
you draw
the
line. You're like, okay, shitting,
draw the line.
fisting,
I'm not drawing
feet.
the line. I'm saying respect in my head. I don't respect a motherfucker.
But you respect someone shitting on you.
Okay, different definition of respect. Let me explain. Let me explain what I'm saying. I
called it.
I meant to. You don't call it. I'm saying I look down, but I'm still like, go ahead, soldier, have fun, fuck that feet. Put those toes in your mouth. Suck that toe jam and jerk off with it. Whatever you need to do. I can't.
That's what Hunter Biden is fucking into.
Right.
Did you see that? I've seen it. Someone sent it to me.
Listen,
in Chinese.
But I respect it from
There were
afar.
Chinese subtitles. To him being like, yeah,
by the way,
my foot.
Before we finish this episode, can we just
aren't you glad you watched
address
this?
something? Can we just address it? Make sure you subscribe if you're listening. Let's just address something. It sounds like there's a strong possibility that Joseph Biden and the whole Biden family has been bowled over by China and bought by China.
They're getting fucking fisted. We're all getting fisted by China.
For a very long time, okay? Now, I want to just pose something. Because China, they had that Chinese professor who was connected, China took the video down, surprise, surprise, who was talking about how Trump was bad for China and Joe Biden is good for China, and thank God Joe Biden got in because now we can have more sway. He literally fucking said it. It's on tape. Look at the fucking video on Tucker Carlson. You can talk all the shit you want about Tucker.
I love him.
That's
Why did you do that?
exactly where it is. Now, I'm going to pose a question to the liberals or to the people, or really to Joe Biden and the people, maybe white liberals, whoever needs to be posed to. Here's the question. Why are we sucking China's dick? Why? Let me explain something to you. I've actually been to China. They spit on the floor indoors. Why are we sucking the dick of a fucking country who spits on...
No, I'm asking.
No, because they're dirty fucking cunts. Fuck
DIS-A-VOW.
China. Fuck China. I've been there. They're wonderful people. I love them. I love them individually. But I'm saying, if you spit indoors, you literally hold, in many countries, maybe not Hong Kong, but in all across China, mothers will take their child and if they even have a diaper, and if the child needs to shit, they will hold the baby over a fucking gutter to shit into the streets. Why are we sucking the dick of a fucking country who does that? Why are we sucking the dick of a country who does not allow motherfuckers to have whatever religion they want? Why are we sucking the dick of a country who eats live, who skins dogs alive and eats them? That's not a fucking stereotype. They have a fucking what is it? The Wuhan, not the Wuhan. There's a fucking
the bat.
Yeah, that's the bats. They literally skin dogs and eat them, and it's a festival. Yay, yippee, yippee, hooray! Let's eat dogs. It's not a fucking stereotype. It's a fucking reality.
Culture.
Why are we
Respect their
sucking their
culture.
dick? Why are we sucking the dick of a country who doesn't have toilets, just has holes in the ground?
That's a thing?
What do I mean? Absolutely. It's a ceramic. It's made out of the same fucking material as the actual toilet, but everybody squats to shit. Now, they're squatting to shit with their ass cheeks like that far away from diarrhea and fucking and throw up at a bar. Why are we sucking culturally? Why are we sucking the dick of a country who does that?
No, and you know what's strange too is that even Biden voters are sucking China's dick, because I have this somewhat relative who's like all Democrat and shit, and I just let her talk. I don't want to get into it with her, but she
Right.
called me. She needed something the other day, and she's like, "Oh, this coronavirus, it was Russia. It came from Russia. It was Russia." I'm like, of course it's Russia. It's because Biden is sucking China's dick, so we have to suck China's dick.
Exactly. It's this cultural idea that, which by the way, white liberals is not even the people I'm even talking to in a way, because I think what's that thing with Harvard where they weren't letting Chinese.
They do that in high schools in New York. De Blasio signed a bill that high schools in New York have to cap the number of Asian students that they take.
So. Why are we sucking China's dick?
Because they're against racism.
Why? And is it all money? Because maybe we should be flexing to the money of people who don't keep their people, literally kill their own people. They literally, not fake, they literally kill their own people. They will stop them from saying things. They don't have Facebook. I mean, a lot of people have VPN rounds. You know, they go roundabout in a different
they'll probably
VPN.
get fucking murdered
They keep their people off of certain social media except for it's a thing called WeChat, and WeChat is monitored by the government. Why are we sucking the dick of a bunch of cunts who do all of this horrible shit? Why? Answer my fucking question. Why? Fuck China in the mouth. And I know that I hope President ZCC dog eater fucking sees this shit. because why? It's like us fucking. I know it's money. I know that, but I'm just saying. I'm hoping.
Because
I'm hoping
they do
to
whatever
put out
they're
the
fucking
message.
told.
Because eventually, in the next couple years, it's going to be a whole lot of China's doing so good. Blah blah blah. I'm just putting it out there. Chinese culture. You can't say different culture when they're I don't know Middle East beating women to death because they wore fucking jeans.
They do say that though. These people. Oh, it's their culture.
Sometimes it's math. It's not taste. It's not a different fucking culture. It's don't kill
they say
people
that.
because they have a different religion. That's math. That's just a no.
But
don't
I'm sorry.
do that. Don't shit on the fucking floor. Don't drive up against each other like fucking. Pay your fucking people. Don't steal America's intellectual fucking property. Why are we sucking China's dick?
Anyway.
It's tiny anyway. Why are we fucking sucking? Have you seen Chinese peepees?
I have.
There has been. I have seen on porn. There's been some Chinese peepees.
I haven't in real life.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
I've seen on porn some Chinese peepees that are
Same.
that are larger.
They
but in reality,
get put in cages. It's cage sized. Being honest.
It looks like a thimble.
Oh
the
my
cage
god!
Looks like
This
a
is
thimble.
terrible. Disavow.
I'm the best podcaster in the world.
I'm just gonna, if I ever run for office or something, I'll save you guys the time. I'll just put time codes of what to use from here to get me.
But everybody knows what I'm saying.
I already know what my response will be if I ever do that. I already know what my response will be if they try to drag out any slutty stuff or dick pics or whatever.
Sure.
I'm just going to say, yeah, they want you to focus on who I'm sleeping with so you won't realize it's you who's getting fucked.
Nice. I enjoy that.
But
I think I can explain and not
please.
excuse pretty much every single thing I've ever done. There's only one thing that I keep for my people, my spiritual advisor, therapist.
You've told me that, but I don't know what it is. Are you telling me now?
I'm not going to tell you. No, hell no.
It's not
But I've given you enough, you cocksuckers. I've given you that I've got hoodwinked
give you plenty of material
by a gay guy. But I'm saying I would rather let it all out on the table now rather than later on be caught. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We have no skeletons in our closet. We're walking fucking skeletons.
Right. And I entrust the people who are going to take this shit out of context, that they do understand context, that they do understand whether I'm joking or expressing an opinion.
They pretend not
in
to.
a hyperbolic way. I mean, how many fucking Chinese friends have I had on my fucking show? How many Chinese people we know? You know that I'm talking about the country.
That's the thing, though, with leftists is that we give them more credit than they deserve. They're not stupid. They pretend to be stupid. They pretend that they don't understand context, that they don't understand irony, that they don't understand sarcasm. Right. And yeah, that's the thing. I'm sorry. This is going to be a very cynical sounding thing to say, but it's just the truth, is that, a good quarter to half the country is just very brainwashed and believes whatever the people in the TV tell them. And I believe that you can, of course I believe that you can unbrainwash people, and because I think, our friend Johnny, he was a raging liberal Democrat for the longest time, and I twisted his head around into the right place. And I think the way to do that is to just bring people information. And maybe 90% of them will be resistant to it. But if you just keep showing them information, like masks, for example, everyone overnight just went along with this bullshit that we all need to wear masks. Even though we were told at the beginning, don't wear masks, they don't do anything. There is a mountain of research, of peer-reviewed studies from doctors, researchers, scientists, Nobel fucking laureates showing that masks are ineffective at best and harmful at worst. But everyone just goes along with it. And by the way, it doesn't even fucking matter to them what type of mask you wear, because there's a difference between wearing an N95 medical mask and wearing a fucking bandana on your face. But it doesn't matter to any of these people. Have you ever seen somebody being told, oh, that's, you can't wear that type, you need this type of mask? No, because it's all about fucking compliance. It's do as you're told. Submit. And everyone just went. That's what is the scariest part of all this, is how everyone went along with this immediately, no questions asked. And there are so many things that just don't add up and don't make any sense with all of this. You know, the CDC came out with, I think it was something like 80% of people who are getting COVID are obsessive with masks and lockups and stuff. Me, I've been to over 30 different cities. I've been on over 50 fucking planes in the last 5 months. I've been in crowds of up to 500,000 people, and I haven't fucking gotten it. So maybe I'm doing something right. Should I spit on the floor?
No, I know, right? Like a dirty chink.
Oh, disavow.
We're back. We have 16 more minutes of recordable video. It's been recording the audio this whole time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We heard you urine. So you were saying masks, you were going on a rant.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And no one asks any questions. And nobody asks, hey, are these lockups and masks effective in any way? No one cares. Just do as you're told.
Actually, no, though. They did. And even World Health Organization came out, a month ago and said
it was a mistake.
Saying that we should not have more lockdowns.
But these liberals today still act as though if you leave your house, oh, you're killing people. People literally said that to me. You're literally killing people.
Liberals love the word. Liberals love the word literally.
I know,
way too
but it
much.
Never means literally.
It never means literally. Yeah. Let's also just address the fact that if you're liberal and you're listening to this and you're mad, and this is going to apply to most of the far left. If you're so far left, listen. If you're the ones who I'm really speaking to, let's be real, are not going to be willing to listen to this whole thing anyway. You didn't even click on. You just assumed what the both of us said, which you would be right with some of the words I used. But we also talked about fisting. You ungrateful cunts.
You like that?
So this is gonna be, maybe doesn't apply to the liberals who are listening right now, but let's just be real. You're also really boring people. Liberals, the far left is, you're just boring. You're just boring. You're not cool. You're just not fucking cool.
No.
You're not coming, and you're not really coming and orgasming. You're not good in bed. You don't eat like real fucking. You don't cook real. You're not real human beings. You're stuck in resentment, and resentment makes you a petrified, like one of those wood things. It just petrifies you into an unfuckable little creature. And unfuckable creatures people don't want to fuck unfuckable creatures, and so you stay more unfucked, and then that begets more people who are like, ew, and so you just petrify into this little cat lady who doesn't have cats, or some of you do, cat zer, into this little cat zer, and so that makes you just, you're just a bag lady, cat lady, who has Twitter followers. That's all you are. That's all you are.
I think people like us are... You're not going to know what we believe on every issue because our views are all over the place. With them, even if it's an issue that hasn't happened yet, you will always know to the T every single thing they think or claim to think.
Right.
Because they just do whatever they're told. They do whatever the people in the TV tell them to. And if today that doesn't line up for me, we were just saying before about how at the beginning of these lockdowns and shit, we did what we were told.
Right.
We stayed in. We wore masks. For me, that ended the day that we were told Black Lives Matter can go out and fucking gather in groups by the hundreds of thousands and fucking riot across the country, and that's fine, but you can't have Thanksgiving dinner with your family, and you can't go to your grandmother's funeral.
Right.
Done.
Right.
But that... They never stop to think about the consistency with that. And even if they want to justify that by saying, oh, well, it's racism, we're protesting racism, fine, great. What about them having parties in the street by the thousands for Biden winning? They don't have that same justification for that. But it's just they set the rules, no matter how illogical, no matter how inconsistent, and we must abide by them.
And do you know why? Let's end on this. Here's really what it is. And it's the same reason why San Francisco has been fine with the lockdowns. They've been fine because you're not fun people. You're fine with being isolated, right? And
they want to control and to be controlled.
Yes, ultimately. And they would rather die than not keep up with the Joneses. Mm-hmm. They would rather die. They want everybody to virtue signaling it's a trope word, it's whatever, but it's absolutely applicable here. You want to show everybody that you believe what you believe so that you can keep up with the Joneses because you're desperate for validation, you're desperate for importance, you're desperate for attention. And if you took care of those three things, being desperate for validation, attention, and acceptance, you would understand that this world is a lot wider, but because you're not taking care of yourself spiritually, because you're not taking care of yourself emotionally, mentally, doing the work to love yourself or whatever the fuck you want to call it, accept yourself and know yourself and better, that's why you're desperate. That's why you're like, Black Lives Matter, even though black people to your face have told you over and over, don't fucking help me, honky. Even though fucking Shamika Michelle was telling that fucking dumb white cunt, like, I don't need you to fucking validate me, and he still was like,
you ain't shit.
That's what she fucking
I told her she needs to get shirts made that say, I want a Shamika shirt with her picture that says, you ain't shit.
No matter how many times I'm throwing up since Black Lives Matter started their bullshit earlier this year, that's when I was throwing every fucking black conservative, every half black conservative, let's break down. But you're so desperate to look important to your other white liberal friends that nothing can penetrate you. So here's what's going to happen. If you want help, I'm going to put this out there. If you want help,
call the hotline.
Email conservatishpodcast@gmail.com, and I will make you squirt and make you let go of.
Have you seen some of these people?
I have a shower. I can hose you down.
I mean, some of these Antifa fuckers, you can smell them through the screen.
You have a more tactile relationship with a lot of them.
Let me tell you what's happening right now. Okay, I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to tie this whole fucking thing together. You ready? With these lockups and this bullshit, this scam that we are living through. What is happening right now is this country, they are trying to put all of us in a dick cage. And we need to say no. We need to say, fuck that. I'm breaking up with you. You're not putting my dick in a fucking cage, bitch.
Okay,
that's literally what's happening.
This nice little dick
is our cock cage
bow. It's a dick cage bow. That's what Mike Harlow
This is our cock cage, the prison of our homes that they are trying to keep us all in. This mass. Do you remember a couple years ago? Some of these people, they were some of them like kind of the nutty ones, like on the like the Laura Loomer types and shit years ago. That they were saying, "Oh, they're gonna bring Sharia law to America." They didn't have to. We did it to ourselves. You're required to cover your fucking face. What does that remind you of?
Not allowed to make fun of fucking Allah.
Yep, blasphemy. Not allowed to leave your house if the government says you can't. Not allowed to have your business open.
This is going to be the episode that people go back to one of them.
We'll give you time
I will also
codes.
say fuck Allah. How's that?
Fuck Allah.
Fuck Allah.
Do you have a pen and paper to draw a picture of Muhammad? I did that one. Somebody once before, this will tell you why I was banned from Twitter. It wasn't for this, but somebody wrote to me on Twitter, sent me a tweet that was like, "You fag, I hope you die and get AIDS like Allah intended." And so I was like, "Here, I drew you a picture."
Nice.
Prophet Muhammad, like a little tiny penis.
Just remember, we talked about it on one of the last episodes we did. If your God's too small for me to say fuck it, and that's hurtful, your God's too small. Your God's too small. Get a secure God who can handle blasphemy. Get a secure God who's not like
get a big dick
desperate.
Energy God.
Get a BDE fucking God. Ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, wait, I want to tell you.
Yes, please.
I have to do a couple shout outs because so I was on tour and I was in Nashville and a few people came up to me and said how much they love you and they love watching our episodes together.
I'm a very lovable boy.
So I have to say hi. My favorite amongst them is Angela. I love you so much, Angela. She's an amazing Christmas gift.
I know.
I love her. She's
she
amazing.
Follows me on Facebook.
She's amazing. And I have to say hi, Leah, because she said she loves watching us together.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Leah. I love her so much. She's my favorite. One of my favorites.
So you met her in Nashville too?
No, I've never met her in person, but I just love her.
She's a nice person.
She's amazing. I love she does dancing, but she's so cute. I love her.
Yeah. So you met multiple people who talked about how wonderful I am.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Why am I telling you this? I'm making his fucking ego bigger.
My head is already giant. I tried to use...
I feel like I should get good luck
Here,
now.
hold this real quick.
Oh, God.
No, I'm saying.
Here it comes.
I had a friend over who's from Britain. And she showed me what British people do for Christmas. Look at how gigantic my fucking head is.
He just wanted to wear a fucking crown.
I did.
I think he has a cross there, too, that he hangs off
Bart
of.
Simpson head. Fucking, I don't think they're supposed to look that tight. This is like... I'm a very British boy. Oh, where's my thing? Ladies and gentlemen, where can people find you, Mike Harlow?
You can find me on the Instagram at Sleepy Harlow and Facebook at Mike Harlow and YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. It's kind of been a little bit barren lately, but it's going to be fertile very soon.
Yes, we're going to pump it full of babies.
I'm
One of them
so
is the Rent
burnt out.
video. We're going to watch Rent.
Yes.
And talk shit
So
about it.
I dragged my darling wife here to see Cats last year when it came out, and now I'm going to make him watch Rent.
It was fucking horrendous.
Because, so yeah, this is like a crossover
I would have
episode, by the way.
fucked.
So
I
go
would
to
have
my
fucked
channel,
Taylor
watch
Swift
part
though.
two.
Taylor Swift cat. I would have ate her
Isn't that
butthole.
bestiality?
I would have ate her fucking.
I would have maybe fucked the guy who was the Beast.
You mean the black
Beauty
guy?
and the Beast. No, Beauty and the Beast.
I didn't see it.
The remake.
I didn't see
He's
it.
hot.
Okay.
There's nobody in Cats I would fuck.
Even what's his face? Oh no, Judy.
Fucking
Dench.
Mr. Yeah, you
I would fist Judy.
You
Dench.
guys, by the way,
no
have to go
problem.
back and watch our Cats video because
It's pretty good.
it was like the most.
It's only for Jellicle cats.
No, it was like the longest moment of my life that this movie's going on and on and on, and then you think it's over. The pathetic lady goes into a chandelier and floats to the heavens in a hot air balloon, and you're like, okay, it's done. And then fucking Judi Dench turns to the camera and starts singing to you about how to speak to a cat. And a cat is not a dog. And she would say every line and be like, and then the music comes in and it's over. And you're like, okay, it's the end. And then she keeps fucking going.
And she's a dame. She's a dame too. So.
I was crying. I was laughing so hard. She kept going and going and going. And then the fucking cat standing behind her, like everything she says, they're like, oh, cat is not a dog.
It was horrendous. I'm guaranteeing I'm not going to have fun watching Rent. But it's
so
okay.
funny. I have to say, I kind of loved Rent years ago, but it's a very different experience watching it as an adult.
I do like many musicals.
He does.
But not bad ones.
It's amazing. It's
This is
going to
be really weird. So
It's
make sure
very
you
weird
follow
watching
him,
it when you're not a liberal anymore.
follow him
It's like this leftist fantasy.
on the YouTube.
Follow me on the YouTubes, please. My YouTube is kind of pathetic. I got to change that.
YouTube.com/
It's not slash on it. It's like slash CXY29746. I don't know. No,
Well,
just search my name.
Mike Harlow.
It's my name.
Okay.
That's it.
And okay.
The Facebooks,
Anything else?
the
Okay, yeah,
Instagrams.
Facebook, Instagram.
I'm banned from the Twitters. If you would like to go on Twitter and bitch at them and tell them to. I'm actually. You are
be
looking
careful
at,
of that because if you say hashtag free Mike Harlow, they throttle those as well.
Sucks to be me.
Thanks, white liberals. You know what's best for us.
Actually, I should
eat
mention,
a dick.
I have the title. I'm officially the most banned person ever on Twitter.
Really? Mm-hmm. No,
I've been permanently banned 3 times. I'm the only person to fight Twitter and beat them and win twice.
Now,
and they permanently banned me again.
remember, it's
I'm
either
trying
it's
for the
only
third
one
time.
of two problems. It's either number one, they're horrible leftists, and that's true, or it's less malicious and it's more about bureaucratic incompetence. The more bureaucracy and algorithms, the more it's both. So again,
I'll tell you why.
Again, white liberals, you're the problem. Again, you're the problem.
But it goes back to what we were talking about before with the errors in the vote. Show me one error in the election that went against Biden. And it's the same thing with here. Show me one. Show me the bureaucratic incompetence that goes against leftists.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano.
Don't put your dicks in a cage.
You can
Don't fist people.
Email your titty pictures.
You're going to ruin your colon.
And your angry hate mail to conservatishpodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on TikTok at Conservative Podcast. You can find me on
Grindr.
Parler at Conservatish. You can, you could try. I might let you suck my dick. We'll see. I probably won't.
Not me.
This
is a sexless
marriage. You can suck his
I-
penis as well. It's fine.
No,
I'm
I
sure
meant I wasn't sucking yours.
Well,
This is a sexless marriage.
He doesn't have enough money.
Oh my God.
And you can find me on Facebook and all the things as well. This is wonderful.
I love you.
I love you very much. Bye, everybody.
Oh, watch part 2 on my channel. We're gonna watch Rent.
We're gonna watch
Rent with us. We're gonna watch it so you don't have to.
Okay. I gotta piss so.